This is Benjamin Bass from Insider Travel Report. Pleased to be sitting across the general manager of the Apurva Kempinski Bali, Mr. Vincent Hippolyte. Vincent, thank you for joining us. How are you today?
I'm very well. Thank you for inviting us, and pleasure to be with Insider Travel. Thank you.
With Bali being a highly competitive destination for luxury travel travelers, what sets the Apurva Kempinski Bali apart from other high-end luxury resorts on the island?
Well, we have the luxury, and it is a luxury to have an iconic hotel, which really speaks about Indonesian culture in general, and not just Bali. This is the first thing. Then we have Kempinski, which is European luxury, and so we bring that here to the hotel. And then thirdly, not to forget the people. Indonesian and Balinese people are very warm and very welcoming. So this becomes natural as part of our culture. So we are very, very lucky to be able to set differences apart with such an iconic hotel. Really.
Absolutely. The Kempinski brand is known for its ability to consistently deliver impeccable service. This is reflected so clearly by being tapped for the 2022 host of the G20 Summit. First, and an honor not only for the island of Bali, but for Indonesia itself. How does your team ensure that every guest's experience exceeds expectation?
And the selection of the hotel. The craftsmanship of the hotel really represents Indonesia, and President Jokowi loves this hotel. So he really wanted the world to see what Indonesia represents and what can we do with Indonesian craftsmanship. Now, when it comes to delivering services into the daily operations, we have built many experiences and which are related to Indonesia. So through the spa, through our food and beverage services, so you got a really a sense of identity. The second thing is we give a lot of leeway to our staff to be able to perform and to engage on a personal level. And this is the strength of the culture. So they are living people. So to give them this leeway for them to be able to express themselves and deliver it from the heart makes a big difference for us.
Wonderful. How does the Apurva Kempinski Bali's architecture, both inside and out, enhance the authentic Indonesian experience for your guests?
Well, we can start with the cultural aspect of Indonesia when it started at the 1st century, and when Hinduism came in through Sumatra and then into Java. And later on, when the Majapahit dynasty came in the 1450s, and then Islamism came in the 1750s. But this is what Indonesia calls unity in diversity. So it's the diversity of the different religion and the unity of the people through these religions, which is really, really captivating in Indonesia. So when you travel to Bali, you see Bali, but you see a lot of Indonesia as well, because not only Balinese are working in Bali. So the complexity of the culture is actually what people can touch. And they can touch here through the architecture of the lobby by itself. So the lobby is a true representation of the Majapahit era in the 1450s, when you got this huge cave block, which were carved, and not everybody notices it, but they are carved both sides. And it's the same pattern both sides, which is very, very unique. And then the Pendopo lobby, which is basically the ceiling by itself. So it's a true representation of what the Majapahit era would be at the time, like a palace. And then on the outside, you've got the terraced building against the cliff, which basically represent the rice paddies of Indonesia with the waterfall, which is the irrigation system. So when you start touching all the different points of the architecture of the hotel, you can really see how Bali is and what Indonesia is about. So this is one of the key things you can find in the hotel.
Yeah, wonderful. Sustainability is so much more than an operational goal for the Apurva Kempinski Bali. This is once again reflected by being named Best Sustainable Hotel by the Ultras, or the Ultimate Luxury Travel Related Awards. It really seems to be an intrinsic marker of your identity and values. How have your initiatives, such as the hydroponic gardens, such as the sustainable wedding programs, such as the regenerative agricultural programs, helped position the Apurva Kempinski Bali as a leader in sustainable hospitality?
Well, I think you started with the hydroponic garden. That was the first project. So it started very, very small. And then it was embraced by passion. And that we can actually, with very simple things, we can make a very, very big difference. And so a difference as well within the people, within the organization. So it's not just about impacting, being seen as being green and everything, but it's bringing awareness within the team. And we have about 2,000 people here. And to be able to bring that awareness and amplify it, it's tremendous. And so that passion has driven us to different heights and a different destination that we probably would have expected at the beginning. And yes, now we are being recognized as the Global Sustainable Tourism Council as well, has given us the first hotel in Indonesia being recognized. So it's a huge, for us, we're very proud, of course. But it's a recognition of people wanting to a living, but they can make a difference more than anything else. And so we take topics one after the other. Some of them are too big, so some of them are not so big. It all depends where we are. The objective, the final objective and where we want to be is probably to be carbon neutral within the next 5 years. So that's our next destination. How we are going to do it, we are on a good way. Just this year, we are about to reduce our emissions by 20% by taking only 3 simple steps. So we are serious about it. We are very, very serious. And at least we do it because we're passionate. We don't do it because we start from the heart, basically. And that's why we have reasons.
Yeah. The Coral Restaurant, your underwater world of gastronomic delights, it's really one of a kind. And yet, you offer so much more in terms of culinary opportunities for your guests. What goes into the crafting of these dining experiences?
Yes, as you mentioned, Coral is a bit of a window of our food and beverage operation, but as mentioned out, we try to each and every one of them to be unique. So Coral by itself, we have Jean-Baptiste Nathalie, which has been for 23 years, won Macron Michelin in France, and basically decided to come and live with us and work with us. So we are very fortunate. And what he does there and what we do there is very unique in a sense of we try to combine the very classic French techniques with intuitions of flavors of Indonesia or Asia in general. So it's very, very unique when you go there. And this is being seconded by our executive chef who worked for Joël Robuchon for 5 years. So we operate on that level, and we have Charles-Yves Lorenger, who basically is the mayor of Ile-de-France in 1996. So this brings us to a very unique level of quality and destination again. It's all about destination and where you want to go, where when you have people working at that level, it transcends within your team. And basically they bring it to a level and they push the team, or pushing might not be the right word, but the team embraces the level of quality which can be done. And as such, we have 2 people who went to participate in the youngest coffee competition. One this year has won number 3 in the world. So, and the Sustainable Award of that competition as well. So we're very proud of it. And then we have a second one, Nara, which is going to go to the Southeast Asian final next year. So yes, we are very, very proud of what we do and the way we embrace all culinary experience in the hotel, basically. So
Congratulations.
So we can talk about it for a long time.
The Apurva Kempinski Bali is globally recognized as a spa destination, offering holistic and transformative wellness programs and treatments. Can you talk to us a little bit about your wellness philosophy, as well as some of the standout treatments and programs that your guests can look forward to?
Well, I think what stands out is the original concept. So a concept always evolves. But because I had been to Indonesia before, I understood a little bit about the wellness of Indonesia. And because of the Majapahit, we really wanted to have something representative of Java and not necessarily just representative of Bali. So we went back to the chair at Sandini, which is a little bit of a big volume of which was written and represented the way the Majapahit lived at the time. And there's a section about well-being, so we reproduced that section here in the hotel. So that was the firm base or the firm foundation of the spa here. So we have developed that, and since then we are adding, as you say, sound healing, energy healing. We're adding a lot of different aspects of the well-being, which you can find in Indonesia, in Bali, but all over the world as well nowadays. So it's very, very unique in the way we bring people together. We have programs, it's not just a 1 hour massage. Our programs are based on 2 or 3 days, which really brings a difference when you come to our spa. And it brings a really authentic experience to the guests.
Absolutely. How do you engage guests in Indonesia's rich culture and traditions in addition to the dining and design?
Well, we do a lot of activities, and one of them is when we came in, the second person was hired was actually the marketing person. So, and for the simple objective is when we see or when I felt the design of the hotel, we had to bring Indonesia to the forefront. And that started with unity and diversity, because that's what Majapahit represents. And then basically was developed into a program of this program to represent what we can do here. So every 2 months, for example, we have a different region of Indonesia. So we start with Sumatra, Java, east of Indonesia, then we go to Papua, Sulawesi, Kalimantan, where you got the new capital now. We take the different cultures, because Indonesia starts in Thailand and finishes in Papua, it's so big and it's touched so many different cultures. And when you go back to the history of Indonesia and the Sunday Islands, there's lots to talk about, and you can find many, many different aspects. So you can find statues in Sulawesi which are the same as the Pacific Islands. And you wouldn't understand that with Indonesia unless you really dig into it. So we have pyramids as well in Indonesia. We have a temple called Borobudur, which is all based on was built and aligned with the universe, and it's all energy driven. So there's lots to talk about in Indonesia on the cultural aspect. So Bali is one thing, yes. And cultural Bali, which is very, very strong in Hinduism. But however, there's much more to talk about in Indonesia. So we bring this into the hotel through all our experiences. And we do that on a cyclic every 2 months. So we repeat the cycle every year. So the guests can touch that when they are here, and they can ask more questions. And hopefully they can embrace it. So yeah, we do a lot. It's not just sustainability and spa, but we represent the cultural aspect of Indonesia and a very strong point. Yeah.
Lastly, what do you hope the lasting impression is that guests take away from their stay at the Apurva Kempinski Bali?
Well, hopefully when they come here, it's not just being on the resort on the beach, and that's just probably the objective of their holiday. But when they go away, they start to touch Indonesia and how powerful Indonesia is. That's our statement at the moment on marketing, powerful Indonesia. Because of the different the cultural aspect of that country. And basically, hopefully they can touch it. This is one of them. And go back home thinking, oh, there's much more to Indonesia, or there is much more to Bali. Indonesia has got to look the same on many forefront to the international world. but not everyone understands that. So just understanding one of them, and for us to have made a change in someone realization of what Indonesia is about, would be something that we will have achieved and would be proud of.
Well, congratulations. The Apurva Kempinski Bali is an absolute wonder. Thank you so much for your time, Vincent. And lastly, yes, pleasure. And lastly, this is Benjamin Bass from the Insider Travel Report. Thank you so much and have a great day.